Hello everyone and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to have you here. Today we'll be exploring the concepts of sense, intent, and no context. This is the first slide, so I want to briefly introduce what we'll cover. We'll look at how understanding these elements can improve our communication and decision-making processes. We'll also discuss some practical applications. Let's get started. Let's take a closer look at the contents outlined here. First, we have the concept of sense intent, which involves developing the right mindsets. This includes being aware of changing conditions, seeing the bigger picture through overviews, and foreseeing future trends. It's about reframing problems to find new angles and forming a clear intent to guide our innovation efforts. Within sense intent, we also explore various methods. These are tools like buzz reports and popular media scans that help us stay informed about what's happening around us. Key facts and innovation sourcebooks provide foundational insights, while trend expert interviews give us expert perspectives. Keyword bibliometrics help identify emerging topics, and frameworks like the 10 types of innovation guide our thinking systematically. The innovation landscape, trends matrix, and convergence map help us visualize the broader environment, while from to exploration and initial opportunity maps help us identify where to focus. The offering activity culture map and the intent statement tie everything together, framing our innovation direction clearly. Moving to no context, this part emphasizes understanding the history and frontiers relevant to our field. It involves seeing system overviews to grasp how different parts connect and understanding stakeholders' needs. Using mental models allows us to interpret complex situations more effectively. For methods, we craft a contextual research plan that guides our inquiry. Searching popular media and reviewing publications keep us current. Tools like the ERAS map and Innovation Evolution map help us trace developments over time. A financial profile gives us economic context, and analogous models inspire us through similar situations elsewhere. Mapping competitors and complementors helps us understand the competitive landscape, while diagnostics like the 10 types of innovation and industry-specific analyses reveal strengths and opportunities. Conducting SWOT analyses, interviewing subject matter experts, and discussing with interest groups all deepen our understanding and ensure our insights are well-rounded. Overall, these contents highlight that both sensing the environment and understanding the context are crucial steps in shaping effective innovation strategies. They work together to inform and guide our decision-making processes as we move forward. There are 7 distinct modes of the innovation planning process, and understanding these is crucial to guiding successful innovation. First, we have sense intent, where we start by clarifying what we truly aim to achieve. Next is no context, which involves gaining a deep understanding of the environment and the factors surrounding the problem or opportunity. Then, we move to know people, where we focus on understanding the needs, behaviors, and motivations of the people involved or affected. After that, we proceed to frame insights, which is about synthesizing what we've learned into meaningful insights that can inform our next steps. From there, we explore concepts, where we generate and test different ideas and approaches. Then, we frame solutions, which involves shaping those ideas into feasible, impactful solutions. Finally, we move to realize offerings, where we implement and bring these solutions to life in the real world. These modes are interconnected and cyclical, helping us navigate the complex process of innovation systematically. By mastering each of these modes, we can better ensure our efforts are aligned, focused, and ultimately successful in delivering value. This framework ties back to the overall theme of strategic innovation, guiding us step by step from understanding to realization. Sense intent. So, when we talk about sense intent, we're really focusing on understanding what a user is trying to achieve with their input. It's about getting to the core of their goal, rather than just processing the words on the surface. This is crucial because it allows our system to respond more accurately and naturally. By grasping the intent behind a message, we can tailor our responses and actions effectively. And of course, this ties into the overall theme of creating more intuitive and human-like interactions. Understanding sense intent helps us move beyond simple keyword, matching toward a deeper comprehension of user needs. So, in essence, it's about making our systems smarter and more responsive by truly understanding what users want to accomplish. Now, let's take a closer look at the sense-intent mindset. Essentially, this approach is all about staying alert to the latest changes happening around us. It's like having a continuous radar that detects new developments and shifts in the environment. The goal here is to form educated guesses or speculations about what might happen next. What's really important is that this mindset helps us recognize what's new or in flux. By doing so, we can spot areas that have potential for growth or innovation. It's about being proactive, not reactive, and understanding where opportunities might lie before they fully emerge. This mindset is also crucial because it allows us to generate initial hypotheses, early ideas about where things could go. These hypotheses aren't set in stone. They serve as starting points for further exploration and testing in the next modes. Overall, the main aim of the sense-intent mode is to give us an early sense of direction. It helps guide our research and exploration, ensuring we're focusing on the right signals and opportunities before they become obvious to everyone else. This is all about staying ahead of the curve and being prepared for what's next. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. When we talk about mindset, particularly sensing changing conditions, it's really about staying alert and adaptable. Innovators need to keep pace with change across many areas: political, economic, social, cultural, scientific, and technological. It's not just about reacting to change, but actively sensing it early. Changes, especially in uncharted or less explored territories, often signal fertile ground for innovation. If we can spot these shifts early, we can position ourselves to capitalize on new opportunities. In today's world, we're swimming in information, news, data, insights. So the real challenge is to sift through all of that and find the truly valuable opportunities. It's about being strategic in gathering and categorizing information, then relating it back to our organizational goals and strategies. To do this effectively, we need to actively monitor a variety of sources, whether that's periodicals, websites, books, broadcasts, podcasts, or expert opinions. Regular debriefing sessions are also key. They help us discuss emerging trends and changes, ensuring we stay aligned and aware. And perhaps most importantly, it's not enough to just spot changes. We need to understand how they evolve over time, so we can anticipate future shifts and understand their implications for our innovation efforts. By maintaining this mindset of continuous sensing, we stay proactive rather than reactive, positioning ourselves to innovate effectively in a constantly changing world. When we talk about the mindset of seeing overviews, what we really mean is the importance of stepping back and observing our surroundings to gather valuable information. By paying attention to landmarks, street signs, and environmental features, we can better navigate unfamiliar places. These cues act like signposts, guiding us and helping us understand where we are and where we need to go. Now, while ground-level observations are crucial, overviews, such as street maps or navigation systems, provide us with a much broader understanding. They give us the big picture, allowing us to see how different parts fit together, spot patterns, and understand relationships and dynamics within the environment. This broader perspective is essential, especially when we're trying to identify opportunities or solve complex problems. For innovators, having this overview mindset is particularly powerful. It helps them see the bigger picture, visualizing how different components relate to each other, identifying gaps, and spotting potential areas for innovation. Close-up observations are still valuable. They help with incremental improvements. But stepping back to see the whole system often leads to breakthrough ideas, disruptive innovations that can change the game entirely. So, in essence, cultivating an overview mindset, focusing on the big picture, can open the door to radically new solutions and innovations that might not be apparent when only looking at things up close. It's about balancing the ground-level details with a broader perspective to unlock new possibilities. When we talk about mindset, foreseeing trends, we're really focusing on understanding the big picture of where things are headed. Trends are essentially the general directions of development or change that we see emerging all around us in daily life. They help us spot opportunities and challenges early on. There are different categories of trends that we should pay attention to, things like technology, business, culture, people, markets, and the economy. Recognizing these categories helps us understand which areas might be ripe for innovation or need adaptation. It's important to note that some trends are short-lived. They come and go quickly, while others signal deeper, lasting changes. Being able to tell the difference can really influence how we respond and plan ahead. Early identification of these trends gives us a significant advantage. When we understand where things are heading, we can respond more quickly and positively, shaping the future rather than just reacting to it. Recognizing trends is a skill that develops through practice. By observing patterns and activities around us, we become better at spotting what's next. It's about discerning meaningful signals from the noise. Also, understanding which sectors of the economy are growing or declining helps us get a sense of potential opportunities. If a sector is expanding, it might be a good place to innovate or invest. If it's shrinking, it might signal the need for adaptation or a shift in strategy. Staying updated on technological developments and how quickly they're being adopted is crucial. This knowledge helps us anticipate how new products or services might be needed in the future. And finally, cultivating a mindset that recognizes megatrends, like the aging population in the US and Europe, is vital. These large, long-term shifts have profound implications for innovation opportunities across many sectors. Overall, by honing our ability to see and understand these trends, we position ourselves better to innovate and adapt in an ever-changing world. Let's talk about the importance of mindset when it comes to reframing problems. Recognizing and understanding the conventions within an organization can really help us see alternative approaches that we might not have considered before. For example, practices like Six Sigma focus on minimizing variability in manufacturing, which works well in certain contexts, but may not always be suitable for new-to-the-world businesses that are still exploring their unique solutions. As conditions change, whether market dynamics, technology, or customer needs, those conventional practices might no longer be the best fit for fostering innovation. This is where truly innovative thinking comes into play. To achieve that, we need to approach new problems and opportunities differently, often by challenging the status quo. Challenging conventional wisdom involves understanding where these ideas come from, and then reframing them to open up future possibilities. It's also crucial to question how we frame innovation challenges. Are we just focusing on small, incremental improvements, or are we aiming for broader, transformative change? Having the right mindset for reframing problems expands our possibilities and often leads us to solutions that are not obvious at first glance. Ultimately, this mindset helps us unlock new avenues for growth and innovation, aligning with the overall theme that thinking differently is key to staying ahead in today's fast-changing world. Now that we've gained a good understanding of the news, developments, trends, and conventions around us, it's time to consciously form an early intent for innovation. This means we need to articulate the prevailing and emerging conditions clearly, which makes it much easier to define what kind of innovation we should pursue. For example, long-range trends like an aging population with limited mobility can significantly influence the direction of our innovation efforts. By continuously monitoring events and trends, we start to develop hunches or educated guesses about where the future might be headed and what innovations could fit that future. However, it's important to remember that relying solely on intuition can sometimes lead us astray, resulting in inaccurate predictions or unsuccessful products. That's why grounding our initial intent statement in factual context is so crucial. It makes our approach more reliable and credible. While starting with a hunch is okay, we need to support that intuition with evidence to ensure our emerging goals are reasonable and logical. And referencing historical precedents or past successes can further strengthen our intent, giving us a solid foundation to build upon. In essence, this process helps us set a clear, informed, and credible direction for innovation, connecting everything to the bigger picture of how we adapt and evolve. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Now, let's take a closer look at the sense intent methods, which are essential for understanding how we identify and interpret signals for innovation. First, we have buzz reports, which capture the latest chatter and excitement around emerging ideas. Next is the popular media scan, where we review mainstream sources to see what's gaining attention. Then, key facts help us anchor our insights with concrete data points. The Innovation Sourcebook is a curated collection of innovative ideas and case studies that serve as inspiration. We also conduct trends expert interviews to gain deep insights from industry leaders. Keyword bibliometrics is about analyzing search terms and publication patterns to uncover emerging topics. The 10 Types of Innovation framework provides a structured way to categorize different innovation approaches. Moving on, the innovation landscape maps out the overall environment, highlighting key players and trends. The Trends Matrix helps us compare and prioritize different trends based on impact and feasibility. The Convergence Map visualizes how various trends and technologies intersect, opening new opportunities. From to Exploration guides us in understanding the transition from current states to future possibilities. The Initial Opportunity Map is where we start pinpointing specific areas ripe for innovation. The Offering Activity Culture Map then dives deeper into what's being offered, how activities are evolving, and how culture influences change. Lastly, the Intent Statement helps clarify the purpose behind our innovation efforts, aligning our insights with strategic goals. Together, these methods create a comprehensive toolkit for sensing opportunities and guiding our innovation journey within this ever-changing landscape. All right, let's dive into Buzz Reports. This tool is all about monitoring online discussions, social media, and news sources to spot emerging trends and topics. It helps us stay ahead by analyzing what people are talking about and identifying areas that might be ripe for innovation. Essentially, it looks at the conversations happening out there and highlights what's gaining traction. Next, we have the popular media scan. This one scans a variety of media sources, think newspapers, magazines, websites, to gather insights on current trends, opinions, and societal shifts. It's like having a broad view of what's happening across different platforms, giving us a pulse on cultural and societal movements that could impact our industry or market. Finally, there's the key facts component. This part focuses on collecting relevant data and facts related to our specific areas of interest. It involves researching and compiling reliable statistics and essential information to build a solid understanding of the topic at hand. Having these facts at our fingertips helps us make informed decisions and supports our strategic initiatives. Together, these tools form a comprehensive approach to staying informed and spotting opportunities early, which ties back to our overall goal of fostering innovation and staying competitive in a rapidly changing world. Now, let's take a closer look at some of the key sources for our innovation insights. First, there's the Innovation Sourcebook. Think of it as a comprehensive catalog that gathers existing innovations and best practices from various industries. It documents successful innovations, detailed case studies, and proven strategies, all of which serve as valuable inspiration and reference points for our own innovation efforts. Essentially, it helps us learn from what's already been done and adapt those ideas to our context. Next, we have the Trends Expert Interview. This involves engaging with industry professionals, thought leaders, and subject matter experts to get their insights on emerging trends and future developments. By having direct conversations with those who are at the forefront of their fields, we gain first-hand knowledge and perspectives that help us anticipate where the industry is heading. This approach ensures our innovation strategies are aligned with the latest thinking and future directions. Finally, there's the keyword bibliometrics approach. This technique analyzes the frequency and context of keywords found in academic literature, patents, or online content. By using specialized bibliometric analysis tools, We can track how certain topics are gaining traction, identify emerging areas of interest, and spot new trends early on. Essentially, it provides us with a data-driven way to uncover what's becoming important in the innovation landscape, helping us stay ahead of the curve. Together, these sources form a powerful toolkit for driving informed, strategic innovation that is grounded in proven practices and forward-looking insights. On slide 16, we're exploring the 1.710 types of innovation framework. This framework is really useful because it gives us a structured way to explore and categorize different kinds of innovation. Instead of thinking about innovation in a vague or general way, it breaks it down into 10 distinct types, such as product innovation, process innovation, and business model innovation. This helps us analyze and generate ideas more comprehensively, making sure we're covering all angles of how innovation can create value. Moving on to slide 1.8, the innovation landscape. This is all about mapping out the current state of innovation within a specific industry or domain. It's like taking a snapshot of the competitive environment, looking at what products are already out there, the technologies being used, and the overall market trends. By doing this, we get a clear picture of where the opportunities and challenges lie, which is essential for guiding our innovation efforts effectively. Finally, on slide 1.9, we have the Trends Matrix. This tool helps us organize and visualize trends based on their relevance and potential impact. We construct a matrix that categorizes trends according to how significant they are, how likely they are to happen, and what their implications could be for innovation. This way, we can prioritize which trends to focus on and better understand how they might shape our strategic decisions moving forward. Together, these frameworks and tools help us take a more structured, strategic approach to innovation, ensuring we're not just chasing ideas, but making informed decisions that align with our overall goals. Now, let's take a closer look at the 1.1 convergence map. This tool helps us identify where different trends or technologies intersect and overlap. By mapping these connections, we can uncover potential areas for innovation and collaboration that might not be immediately obvious. It's about seeing how diverse ideas and industries can come together to create new value. Moving on to 1.11 to exploration. This is all about examining the transitions and shifts between various states or conditions. We analyze how we move from our current situation toward our desired future. This helps us identify gaps and opportunities, areas where innovation can really make a difference in bridging those differences and driving progress. Finally, the 1.12 initial opportunity map visualizes potential innovation opportunities. It's a way to see which areas are ripe for development by aligning market needs, our organizational strengths, and emerging trends. This map acts as a strategic guide, helping us prioritize efforts and focus on the most promising opportunities for growth and innovation. Together, these tools form a comprehensive approach to understanding complex landscapes and pinpointing where our efforts can generate the most impact. They're essential for turning insights into actionable strategies as we advance our overall vision. Now, let's take a closer look at the offering activity culture map. This tool helps us understand how different offerings, whether products or services, relate to the activities people engage in and the cultural factors that influence them. Essentially, it maps out the relationships between these elements, highlighting how they interact and where there might be opportunities for innovation. By visualizing these connections, we can better see where new solutions could fit into people's lives and cultural contexts. Next, we have the intent statement. This is about clearly defining the purpose of our innovation efforts. It's not just about coming up with ideas, it's about articulating a focused statement that outlines what we hope to achieve. It should specify the desired outcomes, identify our target audience, and consider key factors that will guide us along the way. Think of it as setting a clear direction, so everyone involved understands the goal and how each activity contributes to that goal. Together, these tools, mapping relationships and clarifying intent, are crucial for aligning our innovation efforts with real needs and cultural dynamics, ensuring we stay focused and strategic in our approach. In the no-context mode, our focus shifts to really understanding the broader environment that impacts innovation. It's about looking beyond the immediate project or idea and getting a comprehensive picture of the surrounding conditions. This helps us identify factors like market trends, cultural influences, technological developments, and even regulatory environments that could influence our efforts. By doing this, we can make more informed decisions and tailor our strategies accordingly. Essentially, it's about understanding the full picture so we can innovate more effectively within that context. This step is crucial because it ensures that our innovations are relevant, feasible, and aligned with the larger environment we're operating in. When we look at the context around us, we study a wide range of components, products, services, organizations, competitors, markets, industries, governments, policies, environments, and technologies. These elements all interact in complex ways, so we analyze the relationships between them to identify patterns and understand how they influence one another. It's also crucial to evaluate how our current offerings are performing in the market, especially compared to our competitors. Tracking their evolving strategies helps us stay ahead and adapt effectively. At the same time, we need to diagnose the state of our own organization, recognizing our strengths, weaknesses, and areas where we can improve. Building strong relationships with industry partners and stakeholders is another key aspect, as these connections can significantly impact our success. We also pay close attention to government policies and regulations because they can either enable or hinder our innovation efforts. Asking the right questions about this entire context is vital. It helps us gain valuable insights and prepares us to explore new opportunities with confidence. Ultimately, our goal is to gather as many insights as possible, envision potential future directions, and be well-positioned to seize innovation opportunities effectively. This comprehensive understanding enables us to innovate smarter and more strategically within our environment. Let's talk about mindset shifts in understanding context. When we're in no-context mode, it's essential to move from broad scanning to a more focused understanding. This means zooming in on specific details to truly grasp what's happening. Adopting a mindset of depth and focus helps us comprehend the context thoroughly. It's not just about surface-level knowledge, it's about digging deeper into what matters most. Reflecting on past events that have shaped the current situation is also crucial. By understanding history, we gain valuable insights into why things are the way they are now. Staying updated on the latest developments, whether they are state-of-the-art or cutting-edge, ensures our understanding remains current and relevant. Another key point is visualizing how different components of the context are interconnected, including stakeholders. This holistic view allows us to see the bigger picture clearly. We should also continuously analyze the flux of the context, shifting our perspective from local to global and from narrow to broad. This dynamic approach helps us adapt as situations evolve. Finally, utilizing clear mental models and frameworks enables us to manage the complexity of the context more effectively. These tools serve as guides to simplify and navigate intricate scenarios. Altogether, these mindset strategies help us develop a more nuanced, comprehensive understanding, which is vital for making informed decisions in any complex environment. When you start watching a TV series that's been on air for a few seasons, you might find yourself struggling to understand the story as it unfolds. It's like jumping into the middle of a conversation and trying to catch up. But if you've been watching from the beginning, you have a significant advantage. You understand the historical context, what has already happened, and why things are the way they are now. This concept of historical context is crucial beyond just TV shows. It helps us see the bigger picture of change and development. Knowing the background explains why current situations are the way they are, and it can even give us clues about what might happen next. So, in the broader theme of understanding change, grasping the historical context is essential. It deepens our understanding, connects the dots, and allows us to anticipate future shifts more effectively. When we talk about mindset and understanding frontiers, we're really emphasizing the importance of staying informed about the latest advancements. This knowledge gives us valuable insights into what might be coming next, helping us anticipate future developments. It's not just about passively reading news, it's about actively seeking out stories and breakthroughs at the cutting edge of innovation. By doing this, we can identify the underlying forces and conditions that are shaping these frontiers. This understanding allows us to see the bigger picture, why certain trends are emerging, and what factors are driving them forward. Learning from thought leaders is also crucial. Their latest ideas and insights often act as catalysts for innovation. Engaging with their work helps us stay at the forefront of new thinking and emerging opportunities. All of this together enables us to foresee future trends and identify opportunities before they become mainstream. It helps us understand the near-future context in which these innovations will operate. Staying informed about the frontiers of innovation equips us to adapt, strategize, and lead in rapidly changing environments. When we focus too deeply on the details of a problem, it's easy to lose sight of the big picture. That's where stepping back becomes so valuable. By gaining a broader perspective, we can uncover insights that might be hidden when we're immersed in the minutiae. Now, the context we're dealing with isn't just a single element. It's a complex system made up of various components like products, services, brands, markets, policies, and more. These elements don't exist in isolation. They interact and influence each other as part of a larger system. It's also important to recognize that this context is always changing. Trends, customer preferences, resource availability, all these factors are constantly evolving. Understanding how these components change over time is crucial for making informed decisions. Because the context is so dynamic and intricate, we need to approach it holistically. That means developing a comprehensive understanding of all the moving parts and how they influence one another. Shifting our focus to visualize the entire system as an overview allows us to see these components, their relationships, and their overall dynamics more clearly. This broader view helps us make better sense of the complex environment we're working in, which is ultimately essential for strategic thinking and effective problem solving. When we talk about understanding stakeholders within a given context, we're really emphasizing the importance of recognizing that these stakeholders, whether they are companies, partners, competitors, regulatory agencies, or trade associations, have personal, financial, or other investments involved. Mapping out all these stakeholders helps us see how they relate to each other within that specific environment. It's not just about knowing who they are, but understanding how each one derives value from the context, which sheds light on their motivations and how they might interact. This understanding is crucial because it allows us to anticipate how changes, like introducing new innovations, could impact these stakeholders. By considering their perspectives and potential reactions, we're better equipped to navigate the complex web of relationships and ensure our strategies align with their interests. This holistic approach ultimately supports more thoughtful, informed decision-making as we move forward. Let's talk about mindset and the power of using mental models. One of the key ways we can become more comfortable with the complexity of the situations we face is by leveraging clear mental models. These are essentially internal frameworks or shortcuts that help us make sense of the external world. Think of them as lenses through which we interpret and understand different scenarios. A mental model is fundamentally an internal representation, something we hold in our minds that helps us understand complex realities. They are especially useful when dealing with complexity because they simplify the vast amount of information into manageable, understandable parts. Now, to really get the most out of this approach, it's helpful to keep a collection of mental models, what we might call a repository. Having a diverse set of models at our fingertips means we can quickly retrieve the most appropriate one for a given situation. This flexibility allows us to adapt our understanding to different contexts more effectively. So, in essence, developing and maintaining a library of mental models enhances our ability to navigate complexity. It ties back to the overall theme of the presentation, developing a mindset that embraces tools and frameworks to better understand and respond to the challenges we face. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide. Now, let's take a closer look at the methods we've used in this research. First, we have the contextual research plan, which helps us understand the broader environment and specific factors influencing our subject. Then, there's the popular media search, where we analyze media coverage and public discourse to gauge perceptions and trends. Next, we delve into publications research, examining academic articles, industry reports, and other published materials to gather in-depth insights. The eras map allows us to visualize different historical periods and their impact on the topic, while the innovation evolution map traces how ideas and technologies have developed over time. The financial profile provides a snapshot of economic data related to our focus area, giving us a sense of financial health and investment trends. We also look at analogous models, which involve studying similar industries or cases to draw relevant lessons. The competitors' complementors map helps us understand the competitive landscape and potential partnerships. The 10 types of innovation diagnostics is a framework we use to evaluate different innovation strategies within the industry. Industry diagnostics then offers a comprehensive overview of current industry conditions. SWOT analysis is our tool for identifying strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, giving us a balanced view of the internal and external factors. We also conduct subject matter experts interviews to gather expert opinions and insights directly from those with deep knowledge. Finally, interest groups discussions enable us to engage with various stakeholders, ensuring that multiple perspectives are considered. Altogether, these methods create a robust foundation for understanding the complex landscape we're working within and guide our strategic decision-making throughout this project. Now, let's take a closer look at the contextual research plan. What this does is essentially lay out a clear roadmap for how we will conduct our research to gain a deep understanding of the context we're working within. It helps ensure we're thorough and systematic in gathering the right information. And how does it do that? Well, it involves defining our research objectives, what exactly we want to learn, along with selecting the appropriate methodologies, identifying data sources, and setting timelines. This structured approach guides us through collecting and analyzing all the relevant contextual information. Moving on, we also have the popular media search component. This is about tapping into sources like online platforms, newspapers, magazines. Basically, the media sources that reflect current trends, events, and opinions. By doing this, we gain real-time insights into how the context is evolving and what narratives are shaping public perception. Finally, there's the publications research. This part digs into academic and professional publications, journals, reports, scholarly articles. It provides us with in-depth, well-researched knowledge and analysis that can deepen our understanding of the industry or subject matter from a more expert perspective. Together, these elements form a comprehensive approach. They ensure we're not just skimming the surface, but truly capturing the full picture, integrating current media insights with scholarly research to inform our overall strategy effectively. Let's take a closer look at the eras map. Essentially, it helps us visualize different historical periods that are relevant to our context. By mapping out these eras, we can better understand how past developments and trends have shaped where we are today. It organizes data chronologically, allowing us to see the evolution over time and identify patterns that might not be obvious otherwise. Moving on to the innovation evolution map. This tool charts how innovations within our field have progressed. It highlights key milestones, shifts, and turning points, helping us understand the trajectory of technological or practical advancements. Recognizing these patterns can inform our future strategies and innovations. Finally, we have the financial profile. This part focuses on the financial health of stakeholders involved. It pulls together financial statements, market data, and reports to give us a clear picture of performance and trends. This analysis is crucial because understanding the financial landscape helps us make more informed, strategic decisions moving forward. Together, these tools, eras map, innovation evolution map, and financial profile, are vital for a comprehensive understanding of the past, present, and future within our overall theme. They help us connect historical context, innovation progress, and financial stability into a cohesive narrative. Let's take a closer look at some of the models we can use to deepen our understanding and spark innovation. First, we have analogous models. The idea here is to explore industries, contexts, or systems that are similar but not directly related to ours. By doing this, we can gain valuable insights and inspiration. Think of it as looking at how other sectors solve problems or create value, and then applying those lessons to our own situation. It's about drawing parallels and identifying best practices that might not be immediately obvious. Next, we have the competitor's complementors map. This tool helps us visualize the landscape more clearly by mapping out who our competitors are and who the complementors, those who add value alongside us, might be. Understanding these relationships is crucial because it reveals the competitive dynamics at play. We can see where we stand, identify potential partnerships, and better grasp how different players influence the market. Analyzing the products, strategies, and relationships of these entities helps us develop more effective approaches. Finally, there's the 10 types of innovation diagnostics. This framework allows us to evaluate our innovation efforts across 10 distinct dimensions. It's a structured way to identify our strengths and pinpoint areas where we may need improvement. Whether it's product innovation, process innovation, or new business models, this diagnostic helps us understand our capabilities and performance comprehensively. Ultimately, these models and tools are all about broadening our perspective and guiding us towards smarter, more innovative decisions as we move forward. Now, let's take a closer look at industry diagnostics. Essentially, this is about conducting a thorough analysis of the industry landscape and its dynamics. It involves examining market trends, understanding the competitive forces at play, and considering regulatory environments, among other factors. The goal here is to identify both opportunities and challenges that could impact our strategy moving forward. Moving on to SWOT analysis, this is all about evaluating internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats. By conducting a structured analysis, we can pinpoint where our internal capabilities shine, where vulnerabilities exist, and what external factors might pose risks or open up new avenues for growth. It's a vital tool for gaining a clear, balanced view of our position. Next, we have subject matter experts interviews. Engaging with experts in relevant fields allows us to tap into deep knowledge and experience. By conducting interviews with individuals who possess specialized insights, we can gather valuable perspectives that enrich our understanding and inform our decision-making. Finally, let's discuss interest groups discussions. These involve organizing meetings, forums, or focus groups with stakeholders or interest groups. The purpose is to understand their perspectives, concerns, and feedback. This dialogue helps ensure that we're considering diverse viewpoints and building support for our initiatives, aligning our strategies with stakeholder expectations. Together, these methods form a comprehensive approach to understanding our industry environment, stakeholder landscape, and internal capabilities, all of which are essential for crafting effective strategies. This slide doesn't contain enough information. That's why we're moving to the next slide.